morning, everyone. My name is Sam, and here today I'm going to show you how to make the Cd Suncatcher.
Ooh.
And I made this because, of course, this coming Thursday is Earth Day, and we try to recycle, reuse, and repurpose things here. So we repurpose these CDs to make this really cool Suncatcher. In my opinion, I think it looks really nice.
Nice.
And so I'll show you how to do that. We do have kits with CDs that are going to already be blank. They're the see-through. But if you have CDs at home and you want to go ahead and repurpose them yourselves, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did it, along with just like painting onto it and all the other things I use for it. It's all things we had here at the library that I just repurposed into this. And just some things you can do this coming Earth Day. You can set up a community pickup day where you pick up a bunch of trash around your community. You can use less of your electronics, so you'll try to stay off of it. I know it's a little harder with online school and things, but you can take a break from your phone for a good while. You don't have to watch TV that night. You can just be outside and enjoy nature. So for our first thing, I just have a CD here, this disc 8 of a old audio book. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to scratch on the very edge of it. I saw where some people were taking their scissors and putting a line across it, and when I tried to do that, the line was still quite visible even though it's clear. So that's why I've moved it to the side, and just scratch off some of that top foil. And it will make a little bit of a mess, but you can always just get a wet paper towel, and that's the easiest way to clean it up. And then I have some tape. I purposely use packaging tape because it's kind of the strongest and the widest. If you just have normal tape, that's fine. It just might take a little bit longer. Let's see if I can get a piece there.
That was a good scissors technique.
Well, it's a little hard when you're cutting tape that way. But you're going to put it over the part you've scratched. And I wouldn't press it down too much because it will leave a sticky residue if you like press it down too much. But then you just kind of quickly take it away.
How come we never knew that?
Yeah, because you think it's like a part of the disc, but it's just a little foil on top of it, which is what I found interesting. If you have some discs that have like maybe like an album cover for your CDs or the book cover on it, if it's an audio book, and it's much thicker than just the plain silver foil, it will be much harder to do this. In that case, I suggest soaking it in warm water and then doing the same technique. It'll take a couple more tries than just the easy peel I did there. But it still works the same, it's just a bit more work. And then you see there's going to be little bits there that the tape didn't pick up perfectly. But you can always go back with that piece of tape where there's still some sticky parts and just rip it up. Now I'll just finish this real quick. And some other things that you could probably do for Earth Day, or just in general, because Earth Day should be every day. You practice some better habits that help our Earth. You can always reuse water bottles or have a reusable water bottle. Well, just because it's plastic doesn't mean you have to use it one time. You can refill them if you have clean water in your area. I know that's not available for everyone, so I'm not saying you have to do that, but that's just one option. I do have some books I'll show you after I clear the CD of just repurposing things like we're doing here today. Here, I'll cut it better this time so Susan won't yell at me.
I know with plastic bottles, some of them, and it may have changed, but some of them have something in them so that once you wash them and you use them one time, they start to break down. So it's like BHT or I don't remember. You'll have to look it up, but you just want to be careful not to have a water bottle that has that stuff in it so that it doesn't start breaking down on you and you're drinking.
And that's very true.
Whatever it is.
And there's probably information already just on the bottle. You don't have to research, well, what brand does this or that. If you did not know, a bunch of plastic recyclables have the recycle sign in it and then a number within it. Like it might be 6 or 3 or 2. And that tells you how recyclable that piece of plastic is. And you can just do some research on your own about what you can reuse and what you can and not reuse. I know previously, probably several months ago now, when we did the Shrinky Dinks without the Shrinky Dink paper, it had to be a specific plastic. I believe it was plastic 6, where it had the 6 in the center of it. And you can reuse it that way, and it's technically much safer than you burning a piece of plastic in your oven elsewhere. There. But there's just many other things you can do. I really like the pickup thing, but due to social distancing, it's probably best that you do it with your family.
You know, we did a trash pickup yesterday for the town of Denton.
I did not know that.
Yeah, from 6 to 8, they did a trash pickup. So hopefully our roads and our highways are cleaner right now.
And they probably are much cleaner. And see, you could look on your town's events, and they probably already have these things planned for you, so you don't have to go out of your way and plan them and get everything registered and whatever you have to do, because it's probably a lot more work than you think. Oh, I'm just going to go pick up some trash. So you should always look in your community things, and you can always come here to the library and see if we know anything ourselves, or if we can get in contact with someone that does. But for the most part, this CD is clear foil. There are little bits of it that you could take with smaller pieces of tape or the same pieces of tape. And I can't quite tell if you can see on the camera, but there's a green tinge to it, like how you usually see the CDs. Now, you can keep that if you want, but you can't actually remove it. You can take a cotton ball, one of my least favorite things, and you can either use alcohol or acetone, which is just nail polish, and wipe it off that way, and that way it'll be clean. In the kits they made, I left the green thing just in case you guys like it, because I don't want to take it away from you when you had the option to do it. As for other things that you can repurpose and remake, like I said, I have some books over here. We have several in our adult, young adult, and juvenile nonfictions about repurposing things. This one is just a general repurposing. There were some cool ones in here, like I believe that's a record clock, which you could probably do with the CD as well. You could have a clear CD clock. That would be pretty cool.
That would be.
We have mason jars. I know mason jars are big here in Denton, whether you use them for canning or you just use them to drink tea out of. I know some people will do that. We have trash origami, which you could repurpose as things like wrappers from your candy, from your Easter candy, gum wrappers, or just anything really. I have a little purse that is made out of cotton candy wrappers that was given to me and was made, and I believe that craft is in this one. If not, it is in this one here. It's in one of these two, or it might be in both. I only saw it in one. And then we have the Repurpose Library. I know last week I might have given you a heart attack about the book pages, but this is actually a way to repurpose books, and we have a lot of cool ideas just in this book itself, besides the poetry. But if you really like the poetry, then keep doing it, because it is still National Poetry Month. So those are just a couple of the repurpose crafts we have here for you to check out and try for yourself at home. And maybe if you really like them, you can come talk to me and we can try them out, and I can show you guys in another video. I have one last book just in case you don't know what to do with your CDs. You don't want just a clear one like you saw on mine. I painted some hearts, some silly faces, because they're all in the shape of the round CD, and just some slime because I thought it looked cool. And for this, I did just use fishing line because we have a lot of it here, and I bet a lot of you guys at home, especially maybe your dad or you, fish. Some bees we had, and this is just a little wooden stick and some yarn, and these are just all things you could probably find around your house, and if not, they're very easy to substitute. But if you don't know what to paint on your CDs, if you choose to, you can always come to the library, and we have how to draw. We can always bring back the Zentangles. We have a bunch of Zentangle books with different techniques if you want to try that. and put that on your CDs. And if you don't have paint at home, but maybe you have some markers, you can also use those permanent markers on them, and it gives a kind of like stained glass effect. But for today, I only did the painting just because that's what I had available to me. But I hope you enjoy this. And like I said, there are some kits out at the front, and there's a little sign to let you know whose is whose. But hopefully you guys join me in making these. I would love to see them, and if you do, you can always tag us on Facebook at the Denton Public Library and our Instagram, the Denton Library. Well, thank you guys. I hope you enjoy your Earth Day. I'll see you next week.